Welcome back, guys. I think we're finally sorted out. It just took a minute. And again, NMNTS at Martinsville is the SimSpec Championship Series. As we come through turns 3 and 4, Jared Mogard is back in the lead. He fires off pretty darn early, actually. PJ Popham doesn't get a good restart. He's pretty sideways behind. And Brennan, you've been mentioning it to me while we're at the commercial break trying to sort things out. These guys were having some issues on these restarts, getting real sideways. Couldn't really hang on to the trucks. Do you think that's going to continue to be an issue?
Yeah, I think enough people have watched enough people do it. I think the issue may have been people are trying to start in second gear, and it seems to be on the inside line that's really not working. You just get too loose coming off the transition to the banking, and it sends you around. So I think guys are learning now that third gear is definitely the way to go around here.
And in addition to seeing some issues with guys spinning out on the restarts, first of all, Brennan, you're completely right, but we've seen some connection issues for some guys. We've seen some just various issues throughout the field, as we normally do here at a place like Martinsville. There's a lot of things for these guys' sims to render, and sometimes causes issues for some of these guys that might not have the greatest parts in their sim rig. I think Mark Broderick may have had an issue a little while ago. I'm not totally sure, and caution's out in the back. I believe this may have involved the 818 car.
The 43 Craig Lerman spun around. Still stopped on the speedway.
Yeah, he's just waiting for the opportunity to get back going. He ends up
holy cow,
just resetting.
He hit the barricade for the wall, the AMCO to prevent you from hitting a square on, and he flew about 20 feet in the air after he landed on top of Terry Mason's nose. Holy cow. Glad that was not real.
Wow, yeah, we just watched it live, and that was something right there. We'll get an onboard from the 75. I think that's in accord. Actually, no, first we'll go on board on the 43 and see what happens here. Craig Lerman with a big issue, just wheel hop. I mean, wheel hop straight down into the barrels down there in turn number 3, protecting, like you said, protecting you from the pit wall. He ended up hitting it, though. That didn't really save him much. But let's go back and see if we can't go on board with Terry Mason as this all happens.
Just watched it myself.
It's not going to happen just yet, but we're going to watch it here, I think, in about a lap's time. Terry was following the 21 of Blaine Fallone, and again, we'll see a flying 43 here in a moment. His paint hasn't quite loaded on my sim yet, but we're working on that. And there it is, just the wheel hop down into the barrels, and then just right across the windshield. That wasn't even a good view of it, really. Just right across the windshield of Terry Mason. We're going to go slow-mo on this.
Safe to say, Terry may need a new set of a new fire suit after that.
Yeah, wow, that was something. Good to see Terry's going to continue on, though. Looks like, thankfully, I think most of the damage was done to the windshield, at least in iRacing's algorithm, so I think he should be decently okay, given what just happened. I think he'll at least continue on in the race and should have a decent chance of finishing this thing at the very least. You see a couple of guys scrambling to get off the pit lane. It's hard to come in, get service to your truck, and then get off the pit lane in time. We won't get any driver interviews this time, under this caution, that is, but if you guys out there have any requests for interviews, let us know. Melanie Wilson asking what happened to the 51. Brennan, I'll let you answer that.
I believe Bradley had a connection issue. He kind of, for me, I think he was kind of so lagged out that he was hitting the wall, and he pulled it down pit lane there for a lap. And then also want to hit on the 4 and the 83 as well. The 83 got an EOL penalty, and the 4 had an incident with the 3 while we were gone there. So he's back a lap down.
Well, as the pace car is going to take the hard left turn into the pit lane, we're going to get ready to go green once more. Jared Mogard's still your leader. He takes off first, and that's your last couple of winners on row 1. You see PJ Popham get real sideways. That backs up Kelsey Rogers back through the field, and now they're almost 3 wide.
Yeah, they did go 3 wide down the straightaway there. I don't think because it was avoiding a wreck there that anything will get called on that one. PJ Poppin though, 2 for 2 on restarts that we've seen, getting really loose on that high side. Gonna allow Mogard to really start to pull away though. Jimmy McKee's gonna battle the one of PJ Popham.
Yeah, and these guys have to be careful of getting loose like that on these restarts because it could have been a much bigger incident than it really was. Really, it was just a big
one's gonna
jumble.
get a door from the 8.
Really, we just saw a big jumble and they kept going, but it could have been worse.
Door from the 8, yep.
Almost 3 wide through 1 and 2. You see Zach Lindgren taking advantage of the top line. He gets a big run out of 2. He's going to dive low and back up Aiden Young. Trying to get to the bottom side. Has an issue getting into the corner. Jimmy McKee has an issue on exit. Almost gets into PJ Popham, but they're all going to keep going. If you do see these white cars for a little bit, that's just because we're still trying to get their paints up. Just trying to get everybody's paints to render so that all those good-looking trucks out there come through onto your screens as well as mine. And right now, Jimmy McKee almost washes back into Popham. Doesn't that time. Barely keeps the 8 truck off of him. And again, I know these trucks are both white, but we'll try and do our best here. The inside white truck. Oh, that was Jimmy McKee into the left side of PJ Popham. The left white truck, the one on the bottom side, is Jimmy McKee, the number 8. The one on the right is going to be PJ Popham. Oh, and a bit of a retaliation tap there into turn 3.
I think Jimmy McKee just got done battling the 89 of Spence Thompson there. I think maybe you had the 59 of David Levine instead?
Yes. Yes, I'm sorry. I had it switched to the 8, and for some reason, it switched to the 1. So I'm sorry. That is my bad. So yeah, that was David Levine having that battle with PJ Popham. I'm so sorry for that one. Yeah, I don't know what happened there, because I could have sworn I clicked on Jimmy McKee before, and then I guess I was centered on the 1. So that's my bad. That's why I thought it was the 8 car, but caution out in the back.
Yellow. Still getting it fired back around there. I think that's
right in front of the leaders.
Yeah, that was.
Someone just went for a bit of a loop. Wasn't Bradley.
Yellow numbers is all I caught. I couldn't read them quite yet. They're following through. Like it ended with a 3, I knew that much, but that leaves a lot of guys.
That it does. Well, we'll just go ahead and go to Mogard and rewind. We'll see what he runs into here in a moment. I don't think he's going to hit anything, but at least what he's going to come up on.
Close, yeah.
So yeah, this was Mogard. We'll even go to his onboard shot to show whatever happens ahead of him. Oh, it was Welzenbach.
Oh, 29, yeah. 29. Yeah.
Welzenbach and Falone. Something happened there. No, I think it was Welzenbach and Larson. I think Larson's going to get into the 29 car. So this is going into turns 1 and 2. The incident's going to be in turns 3 and 4, though. Welzenbach in the purple 29, was behind John Kennedy and Jeffrey Ford. And just a really aggressive move from Gordon Larson Jr. I'm not sure what that was all about.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe just seeing maybe if he could try and get a dive bomb in underneath him and try and get the position. I think he was just a little bit too far back there, and Welzenbach kind of closed the door on him there, and Larson didn't really back it down enough.
Yeah, I mean, Welzenbach had every right to take the line he was taking. He was just taking a wide entry to get a good exit. And, you know, turns 1 and 2, he kind of took a wide entry and didn't really take it the right way. But then, nothing wrong here from the driver of the 29. It's just, yeah, I mean, for all intents and purposes, you know, Larson sent it. I don't know any other way to really put it that. We'll go on board with him. He kind of just, he made a big move and it didn't work out.
Yeah.
You can see just a big move down there and barely got into him, but that's enough to spin that 29 right around. One more look at it here. It's going to be kind of up close and personal with these guys as they go around and see what happens. Cody Spiker got some damage out of that too. He kind of got shoved into the wall as those guys funneled by the wreck.
Do have 1 to go and 15 to go at the same time for the first stage here.
So back up to the front, some aggressive driving from some of these guys. No penalties or anything like that, but these guys are getting real aggressive. They know stage points are up for grabs at this point, and not too many laps until the first stage break. Just 14 to go as of this restart coming up. Jared Mogard in first. He'll wait for his own call on the green flag. There he goes. McKee doesn't really get a good restart. Neither does Thompson. And Mogard off and away has a big lead already.
Yep,
And
maybe
caution out. Bradley Wilson goes around. Go back and see what happens here. He was around, looks like actually the 71 of Ryan Daniels. I'm not sure if that's going to have anything to do with it or if Bradley just spun out.
He just, spun out coming off the corner.
Oh, and that's going to be big contact to the inside wall. That's really going to hinder Bradley's night. And he was already not having the greatest night, but that's really going to hurt the 51 truck.
Yeah. As I mentioned, though, a lot of guys on the inside line having issues on the restarts. Another one claimed. I almost wonder maybe if they're going faster for the corner than they can normally, like off their corner exit speeds here.
Yeah, I think that's what it kind of boils down to, is they just run out of grip, and eventually they just go around. We're going to watch here, though, for the 51, is he's just going to go around, tries to fight it, and just ends up in the inside wall. Thankfully, no one else hit him, but that really is not what Bradley wanted. Well, that's going to bring us to about 10 to go here in just a moment until the stage break. I don't think we're going to have a chance, unfortunately, to speak with any drivers under this caution. But again, if you have any requests or suggestions out there as to who you want to talk to, let us know, and we will do our best to fulfill that. I'll check the YouTube chat here. The Facebook chat has kind of died down. And of course, we'll talk to whoever the stage winner is under the stage break caution, but if we get any more here very soon, we'll try and get some requests done as far as driver interviews, now that just over 70 laps are in the books. And you see the 22 ahead of Mogard there. The 22, Cody Spiker, he's a newcomer to the series. He's only got 1 start under his belt in this series, but he did win last week's race in the Cup Series at the Auto Club Speedway. I think this should give us 1 to green. Not quite, actually. I figured that would be, but it's not. Huh. Well, Brennan, it's still pretty early, but who would be your pick as of right now to go ahead and win this thing?
No, I don't know. I almost want to give it to Joe Pritchett again. He got that EOL penalty. He's battled his way all the way back up to 7th. He actually was a little bit higher and lost a couple spots, but really, I mean, he's worked his way back through the field pretty much again. I think he's still definitely in good contention and having a shot on this later on in the race.
Yeah, I won't argue that point at all. He's been fast, and I think he will be fast anywhere we go the rest of the season, probably. Just didn't really get the greatest start to tonight, at least not that he wanted. Did get the black flag, had to work his way back through the field, but we saw Jake Watson do the same thing and did it pretty well. Came back to the top 3 last night. So we'll see what these guys can do in the Truck Series. Coming through turns 3 and 4, Jared Mogard back in control. He launches pretty darn early. He's going to get a huge restart once again over the rest of the field. And Spence Thompson getting down to the bottom side. David Levine
the 1 into the 9.
Third.
Going though. Big door to the 9 given from the 1.
That puts Young back into Burchett's territory. Burchett going to work on by him, I think. It's going to be hard for anybody to contend with that 83, considering he got the pole. Means he's doing something right. He's going to give a bumper almost to McKee. Ends up refraining from doing that. Still pretty early, and these guys are coming right to the end of a stage. further back, these guys trying to get into the top 10. Jared with Sean in 11th. He's going to make a move underneath Larson. Can't get there. Jackson Allen working the top side. There's Kelsey Rogers. That truck is real clean, that number 61. And so is Clayton Kurtz's truck. Minus a couple of dents to their rear ends, they both have really clean trucks so far, and it's still really early in the race. But, you know, to go through 80 laps at Martinsville and only have those little dents, that's good.
Yeah.
Jackson Allen got a piece of the wall there. He's now into 11th. He's going to try and work by Gordon Larson Jr. to try and get the 10th place point. You just get 1 point for 10th place by the end of stage number 1. He has a few more laps to do it. John Kennedy right now has worked his way to the top 10. So has Jeffrey Ford. But Kennedy looking to the inside. I think he's going to have that 95 on the bottom side. Oh, and make contact.
Right up ahead of them, Jimmy McKee starting to lose ground to Joe Burchett. His way by there, he got him cleared this time. Slides up in front of him. Joe Burchett now up to 5th.
A great run going right now for Jimmy McKee. This is his first start in the series, and right now he is just outside the top 5. Back to the top 10 battle. We're coming to the white flag on the stage. Jackson Allen still trying to get a spot here, trying to get into the top 10. Gordon Larson Jr. has it so far. Jackson Allen, oh, there's the caution. Actually came a lap early.
Yeah, I've been noticing that Monday night comes at the lap, but then Sunday nights come at the completion of the lap. I think there may be a difference between two there. Or maybe just a different interpretation of the rules between the two different admins, because Robbie does cover Sunday nights while Ken gets to drive, and Ken covers Monday nights while Robbie gets to drive. So.
Well, either way, this is going to open up the pit lane for these guys to come down, get service to their trucks. Jared Mogard going to bring, I think, everybody down the pit lane. You see Spence Thompson, David Levine getting a top 3 in this stage as well. Joe Burchett gets up to 5th place. Aiden Young into, I think, 6th or so, 7th, I think. More trucks coming down the pit lane. Everybody is going to be a taker here. You see some trucks staying out at least one lap. That's probably because they, you know, as lap trucks can't come in the first time around.
No, Kelsey Rogers stayed out. He's definitely on the lead lap. Gordon Larson's on the lead lap. I think they're just waiting for maybe a less congested pit lane.
That I thought might be the case, but they also might have pitted under that previous caution, in which case these guys could have pretty good tires on their trucks. They might just be staying out for the track position here.
Yeah, put you in a good spot here. Not a lot of these guys not going to come 1-2 for the stage break, but you know, first for Gordon Larson, second for Kelsey Rogers on the restart puts you in a great spot. You can hold on to them.
Most definitely. We are going to talk with our stage number 1 winner as soon as I can pull up TeamSpeak. Might have to get him for me into the booth here.
Why not?
Alright, I got him.
Okay.
Cool deal. So, we'll go ahead and bring him in here in a moment. Jared Mogard, this is Andrew Cardinale in the Pit Stop TV booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you, boys.
Well, Jared, one heck of a run for you so far, picking up where you left off at Phoenix. And you got stage number 1. How's that feel?
Feels pretty good. Feels pretty good. Kind of surprised by it a little bit, but yeah, we'll take it for sure. Pretty good.
Yeah, clearly something is going right in that number 3. We saw you started, you know, outside pole. Obviously, you already had a good feel for this place, but you know, Joe Burchett got sent to the back. Do you think that kind of played into why you got the stage number 1 win there?
I don't know. We were pretty even prior to that. I think we were pretty close. So, but I don't know. We're pretty close. So we'll see what happens here for stage 2.
10-4 on that one, man. You know, you won at Phoenix a couple of weeks ago.
Getting ready to go green.
Oh, sorry. We'll move him down. Sorry. These guys are going green. I take it. And they are. So that's my bad. You Yeah, it's tough to work with these cautions at Martinsville. So little time to get things done. But up at the front, Kelsey Rogers, Clayton Kurtz, your leaders.
Yeah. Be a lot easier if there wasn't a pit stop in there. They'll give you another lap or two to work with, but obviously want to give them their time with the pit stop as well. Clayton Kurtz to the lead though. Rogers right behind him. Jared Mogart's going to start working on him. We have a yellow on the speedway.
And I think that was right behind these guys. I heard some big contact. Spence Thompson involved, and that truck is wadded up.
42, John Kennedy. Actually, the 59 David Levine catches both the 89 and the 42. Washed up a little tight on entry there.
So we'll see what happens here to Spence Thompson. I think it's going to be the next corner because he was spun out in turns 1 and 2, so it's not going to be. It won't be this next time, I believe, where we'll see the incident for Spence Thompson. Yeah, David kind of just missed turn 1 and got into Spence and Kennedy both. Oh, and then there was another incident. It looks like Gordon Larson Jr. was involved in something right after that, so we'll go back and watch that as well. Oh, John Kennedy came right back down into, I think, Joe Pritchett as he was trying to get back onto the track. McKee got involved, Andujar. Larson was just a bystander.
A tough break there for Jimmy McKee. Really good position he was in, and catch some damage. I don't think it'll be too bad. It's pretty slow. The rear end, if anything, but here at Martinsville, that tends to get beat up anyways.
Yeah, and we're going to get one more look at what happens to Pritchett and Kennedy and all of them here in just a moment. You see the 59 just washes up into the 89 and the 42. Nothing intentional there. But then Kennedy just caught the 83, put him in the wall. Andujar was trying to avoid that, ended up getting into McKee, spun him around, and it's on from there. Really unfortunate turn of events for a lot of the field right there. You know, David's probably going to have some right side damage out of that. Obviously, Spence Thompson in a real bad situation now, as well as John Kennedy, and you know, a bunch of guys just got the short end of the stick on that one. Pace car lights do go out. That means these guys will double up for one more restart here. Hopefully the last one for a little bit. We have had a bit of a rash of cautions lately, but these guys can definitely get it sorted out, and I think they will do just that. Brendan, they're coming to you for the restart.
Alrighty. New guy gets his chance at the restart here. Clayton Kurtz. Gets past the barrels, not away yet. Gonna wait all the way almost before the green flag would have come out. Good jump still regardless.
A huge accident in the back. John Kennedy involved and more. That was really big. A lot of damage for some of these guys.
Kennedy's still able to keep rolling around.
I didn't see what exactly
He lost
started
position.
it. I just saw the 42.
Oh, the 83 got
big
up
time
rear
stacked
end.
up.
Holy cow, yeah. The 83 got rear-ended by somebody. I think that was Gordon Larson right behind him. I think everybody was expecting to go kind of when Mogard normally goes, but a new restart here made a couple guys up. Andujar hit big time. Again. Yeah, I don't quite know what happened there.
The one just didn't go. Popham just didn't get going on the restart. We'll get a couple more looks at this, but I really don't think the one just got going on that restart at all. I think it starts with him. Oh, you know what? I think he checked up for Rogers and then had an issue with a gear. We'll
Oh,
go to
hold
his
on
onboard.
here. Hold on here. Apparently the race is gonna be finished, and we're gonna go to a makeup week to make the race up. Starting grid's gonna get froze, and they're gonna restart the race.
What?
That's Bradley Wilson keyed over to all the drivers. Yeah, rerun the race next Monday night. Yeah, from lap 1 issues with the race officials.
I hope we're not, you know, relying on me for words here. Okay,
Yep, everybody's pulling it down to pit lane, and we're gonna call it a race. And next Monday night, we're gonna go Martinsville again.
All right, that's.
Yep, race rerun in its entirety next Monday. So the starting grid.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This is an interesting one. I don't know how to really call this.
I think it's a lot of people having the throughput connections, the iRacing server connections from earlier with the patch, and obviously iRacing just got updated again today, so it looks like more issues may have flared.
Well, I mean, we are already been having issues here on the streams. That was very evident. Everybody's still on the racetrack from what I'm seeing.
They may just run it out for.
Because, I mean, I even see the 51 going around and getting a lap back, it looks like. So we'll try and...
hold on here. Apparently, both John Barron and Kenyans have lost power, so we do not have officiate, or anyone to officiate the race at the moment.
And so that's exactly what I was going to do, is bring him up. But if he doesn't have power, obviously we can't get Kenny Yachts in the booth. We'll keep calling the race. I'm going to try and... Okay, the caution was just extended.
I was by iRacing that time, though.
Yeah, we're going to keep calling the race. The next caution we get, we'll try and talk with Bradley Wilson, kind of the mastermind behind these things at the NMNTS. We're in a box, you know. When we get these incidents where something big is going to happen like that, they happen so infrequently that we don't exactly know how to call them. So we're gonna call the race as it is right now. We'll see exactly what goes on here.
Yeah, but
I
so this is basically going to turn into an exhibition run here. From what I've heard, the starting grid from last week is what will be run at the beginning of the race next Monday.
So I'd assume that probably means the starting grid from tonight. Clayton Courage does get a really good restart there. I'd imagine that means basically Joe Bichette will start back on pole next week.
Maybe.
And caution out in the back.
And the 61 gets sent around by PJ Popham right in front. No damage though, I think. Able to keep it going.
So I'll go back and see what happens here. I think
a lot of guys disconnecting now.
Yeah, I think there was something else that brought out the yellow further back.
Well, while we have the opportunity, we might bring Bradley up.
Yeah, go ahead and do that, please, if you would. Yeah, the 90 went around. That was Robert Buckner went around on the restart and may have had help. We'll go back and see exactly if he did have help in the number 90 truck. While we await Bradley Wilson in the booth, we'll go ahead and show what happens here on this caution. Just gets loose. And a couple of guys missed their restart cues, but we do have Bradley Wilson in the waiting booth. So, Brennan, whenever you're ready, can you please bring him up?
Hey there, Brad. You got a copy of this?
Yeah, I got you.
Alrighty. So I heard it a little bit over the scanner, but I want to give you an opportunity here to explain what's going to go on for the rest of the race here.
Well, basically we've had multiple technical problems with iRacing lag, and admin dropouts. We didn't have an admin for a short time. So rather than let somebody be affected by something that could have been out of their control with the amount that we've had going on, we're going to reschedule this race for next Monday night.
Alrighty, 10-4. And I do believe you said the fields will be froze from the qualifying times, right?
Correct.
Is that correct?
Qualifying, as of qualifying, it will stand. So the field was set, the qualifying order will stay set, and I'll just lock the grid in. So you will have a locked grid for the start of this race next week.
Alrighty. Well, I just wanted to give a fair chance for some clarification here. Obviously, I can't really repeat everything to the T, so I wanted everybody out there to get an understanding of what's going on tonight.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, and I was fixing to ask you if I could come up anyways. We've been mass pandemonium here, and there's been some server lag. There was pace car lag, and then it messed the running order up. And instead of letting anybody be affected by all this that's going on, it's been decided by the powers that be that it would just be best to rerun this race. So we will keep everybody posted, drivers, fans. We'll keep everybody posted on the Facebook page as soon as I can get the scheduling issue figured out.
Sounds good,
Alrighty.
Brad. I will say if we can have everybody come through the pit lane, I'll actually just go ahead and talk to everybody that sticks around. Just that way there's a little bit of coverage for everybody that's here that may not get the coverage. I mean, I don't know exactly what your guys' plan was, but that would at least be cool to get everybody a little bit of a TV time, I suppose.
10-4, we'll do this. We'll just call this a rain delay or a snow delay.
I think a snow delay is probably pretty applicable after this previous weekend. And what do you know? We even have one of our own.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, I'll let everybody know to come down pit road and get some interviews and whatnot.
Sounds good. Appreciate the cooperation. Appreciate you mostly letting us know what was going on. It kind of put us in a box. That never really happens.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, yeah. I sure apologize, guys. I was trying to get up here as fast as I could.
Sounds good. Thank you. Well, then we'll just go ahead and kind of give you some nice shots of these guys kind of just going around the track a little bit. Maybe just, I think right now, probably just getting practice at this point, seeing what they can do with the trucks. And it's not ever a bad idea to see what you can do around others. And when you find out that it's not really going to count, it's just going to be an exhibition race, you may as well throw some big moves. We could expect to see that out of some of these guys. Right now, we're on Zach Lindgren in the 85. He's looking low of David Levine, but yeah, I'd imagine these guys should probably come through the pits here in a moment, and we'll get to talk to as many as we can. Well, Brendan, with what's going on, who do you reckon we should start with?
I don't really know. There's a lot of faces. I don't know if you want to work backwards forward or forward backwards maybe, or just to see whoever sticks around. I don't.
You know, Brendan, with the circumstances that be, you know what? Just whatever. I mean, honestly, yeah, I certainly don't mind. I think we may as well just go ahead and get the voices of the NMNTS, or I guess the voices behind the wheels of the NMNTS out there and see what they've got for us. So, yeah, I mean, just pick somebody and bring them up.
Some of these guys are still racing here, so I don't want to impede on any of that.
Well, I guess we can now dub this NMNTS Media Day at Martinsville then, maybe. As we wait on Brendan's first draft pick, if you will.
Some of these guys are still racing, Andrew. I don't want to...
I mean, just pick some... I mean, nothing's for points. Well, we'll just go ahead and grab, check on the 89 real quick. He's in the pits. We'll grab him. Spence Thompson, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, Andrew. How you doing, man?
Well, I think we're, kind of thrown for just as much of a loop as everyone else. How is the 89 feeling, and do you think this might set up for a good chance at having a good run whenever we rerun this race?
Hopefully it'll spell good things, man. I mean, we showed a lot of true grit on Thursday night when we ran the Farm League race there. Kind of got a few notes for today's race, or what was, being run of it anyways. But what we're kind of hoping for, though, is, I mean, the truck was solid. As soon as we got up near the front and we kind of got in clean air and kind of out of the pack a little bit, we were able to just kind of ride solidly in second and third. And then we got hit in the back end, though, by the 59. I mean, it wasn't his fault, though. I mean, he just got in there a little bit too hot. Hopefully we can be able to carry some momentum into next week and try to get this number 89 Sylvega Chevrolet up into the top 3 and hopefully maybe even in Victory Lane here next week.
Sounds good, man. We were kind of just watching the race. We noticed, like you mentioned, the 59 got into you in the 42 and sent you guys around. What do you think about, I guess, just the level of aggression that we might have seen from some drivers? I don't necessarily mean the thing with David in particular, but just the aggression that you saw out on the track. Do you think it was just right, too much, or not enough?
Probably definitely I would think definitely into the too much category. I mean, there's at times, of course, like, stuff's going to happen. Of course, it's Martinsville. It's a short track. Everyone's going to be on top of each other throughout the whole race. And, bumping and grinding is going to happen like that. But of course, there's at times, though, where, they can be able to hopefully settle in line and just try to log laps and, take what they can get. And then if someone's making a move on somebody, kind of give the position, just, like I said, just kind of ride around, so to speak. And I mean, you can't really win it in lap 1, turn 1, or even on lap 40 or even lap 80, but you can definitely sure lose it at some points in the race. But yeah, there was a couple of times that some of the aggression was a little bit too high. I mean, like I said, we weren't caught in too much of it. It was just mainly a lot of the situations where, we'd come out to take the restart and, either people would spin the tires or whatever. But I mean, it's just kind of one of them deals, though. Like I said, it's Martinsville. Stuff's gonna happen here, but yeah, can a lot of it be avoided? Yeah, but like I said, not 100% of it's gonna be avoided because, like I said, it's Martinsville.
Well, 10-4 and all of that. Brennan, do you have anything for him?
Not really. I got to see a really strong run from you when you weren't unfortunately getting beaten down there, Spence. But
Yeah.
Definitely I think you're one to look out for next week when we get an opportunity to rerun it.
10-4, Brandon. Hopefully, like I said, that's what I'm hoping to be able to carry into next week, because we got a lot of good notes now from this little bit of a stretch here tonight, and then from the Farm League race on Thursday night. So, like I said, hopefully we can carry something into next week when we actually run this thing officially and stay out of trouble. And like I said, hopefully keep the number 89 Sylvega Chevrolet up in the top 5 and keep our good streak alive at this track.
Sounds good, Spence. Thanks for your time. We'll move you back down there.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
And that was Spence Thompson. What do you say we bring in one of his affiliated teammates? It's going to be Clayton Kurtz. Unless he's back on the track. Let me check here. No, Clayton is not. So we'll go ahead and talk with Clayton Kurtz for a minute. Clayton, do you have a copy?
I do have a copy.
Well, Clayton, we don't really get to talk to you too much, but you certainly reared your head quite a bit here tonight. You had a pretty good run going, and then, we had the call that we're going to rerun this race. What do you think about that whole deal, and do you think you have a winning shot next week in the number 16?
First of all, I would like to say it's a great call. It's the best call, I think, for the race that was going on, but definitely running up front gave us some confidence for next week, and last night really gave us a lot of confidence too, running up there with all those guys. But yeah, truck's been fast. I don't know. We'll see.
Sounds good. We haven't really seen a whole lot of you this season, but it was cool to see you lead some laps. You ended up leading 17 by the time we ended up bringing them in, and obviously this won't end up counting. but it's certainly a good start. If you end up running up front, are you expecting a win next week?
I don't like to think that far ahead. Usually get yourself in trouble, but I don't know. It'd be nice. We haven't gotten a win here in this series yet. I don't even have a charter in this truck series, so kind of a, we never really know if we're gonna make the race every week. These last couple we've been able to. There's been a lot of people dropping out of it, so yeah, I don't know. We might get a win.
Sounds good. Is there anything you have for the driver of the 16 here, Brennan?
Not much. Hopefully, we can see you get some more starts here. When you do make the cut, it looks like you have definitely a pretty good shot at running towards the top of the field. So hopefully we can see some more from you the rest of the season.
Yeah, definitely. I'll see y'all at Sal too, right?
Yeah, I'll try and make it. I don't know about Andrew.
Yeah,
it's a lot easier for me.
That's going to be a negative Ghost Rider, unfortunately. Maybe later in the year. Later in the year, when
All
I'm
right,
hopefully
that sounds
at UNOH, I'll try and swing that way, bud.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, well, good talking to you, Clayton.
right,
Hopefully we get
thank
to
you
talk to
guys.
you later on.
Yeah, definitely.
I think we're going to keep with this TeamSpeak channel. It's just easy for me to go to each time. So we're going to go ahead and bring in one of Clayton's other affiliated teammates. This is going to be Spence Thompson's teammate, Zach Lindgren. We talk to him a lot on Sundays and every other day of the week if you're Brendan and I. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get a talk with him. Hey, Zach, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you guys.
Well, bud, you weren't exactly tearing it up in the 85. What's up, man?
Martinsville just isn't my cup of tea. We were finally starting to get down a line. We were actually running up high there for a little bit and actually making some ground, battling good with Spence there. We got into a little bit of trouble with the accordion effect. We got stuck right in the middle, got damage on both the front end and the back end. We had to come down the pits a couple of times to repair the damage. We were having an overheating issue. But we got that all sorted out, and we were getting ready to go, and let's just say we got snowed out.
Yeah, we brought your team owner, Bradley Wilson, up for a minute, talked to him about what's going on. What's your opinion over, we talked to Spence a little bit about, his thoughts, I guess, as far as aggression on the track. What do you think about the aggression that we saw from some drivers on the track? Obviously, you got a pretty beat-up truck, so you must have seen something out there. Yeah, what's your opinion on that?
Aggression is every part of a short track race. It really is. I mean, I don't mind the aggression as long as we're smart about it. I know, me personally, I got ran into, bumped a little bit by the 00 of Gordon. I mean, I was able to keep it under me, and it's a short track. I actually got into Spence a few times, got into David Levine just a little bit. It's short track, but I think there's a few guys that know aggression but don't know how to control it. It's typical with every short track. I think we just not tone it down a little bit. Like I said, aggression is a big thing at short tracks. We just got to learn how to manage it, and that's really all I've really got for it. Is just we've got to learn how to manage some of the aggression.
Sounds good, man. Good to get your opinion. Whenever we do get back racing, it looks like it'll be next week, but that's always subject to change with these kinds of things. Do you think you have a decent shot of at least getting maybe into the top 10, or what do you think is going to go on there for you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I actually learned a lot. Just in today's race alone, we were able to race our way from 19th up to about 6th and battle for 5th and 4th there. I want to say yes, we're going to have a good, we are going to have a good top 10 run next week. I can guarantee you that. With the line that I was learning a little bit on the high side there, if it comes in like it did today, we're a truck that's going to have to be reckoned with. On the bottom, I'm still learning a little bit how to bottom feed. I don't really know how to drive this track on the bottom, but if the top line comes in next week like it did today, we'll be a truck to be reckoned with next week.
Well, sounds good, man. Before we let you go, Brennan, do you have anything for the driver of the 85?
I'd just like to add on it. I think you weren't doing as bad as you thought you were coming into this, so I definitely think you have a decent shot at it. You've really been one to reckon with so far on the season. Hopefully Martinsville can't really be a bump in the road for you here. At least you got a good bit of practice in, I guess. Then.
Well, Zach, we're going to go ahead and let you go. Hopefully we get to talk to you more tomorrow night.
Yeah, can I do a quick shout out?
Yeah, what's up?
Alright, first off, I just want to apologize to everyone who was watching the stream for everything that went down. Can't really blame anyone in the league at all. I kind of got to call out iRacing, to be quite honest with you, but I'm not going to get into too much detail there. The new sponsors that came on, 5-Star Drafting, huge shout out to them. You guys up here, always, PSI TV for putting on a show, also helping with the sponsorship out. A huge shout out to you guys, everyone that was watching. Like I said, brave men and women overseas that are defending this great country, allowing us to do this. But that's all I got for right now. Like I said, I apologize to everyone who was watching this, but we're gonna get the show on the road next week, and hope you guys tune in next week.
Sounds good. We'll talk to you later then.
All right, later, buddy.
And next up, we're going to go ahead and get David Levine. Brennan, I'll let you bring him up whenever you're ready.
Hey there, David. How we doing?
All right, how about you guys?
Not doing too bad. Things not really going quite planned tonight, but at least we get a pretty good grasp for how the rest of the field's going to be for you. How'd this, I guess, what we can call like an exhibition race now go for you? You think tonight?
I mean, stuff happens. I gotta apologize to Spence right there. I was too busy checking the mirror to make sure I didn't get run over by somebody that runs people over, and I cleaned out Spence and I think the 42 up there. So I feel bad about that, but you know, it's all for fun now. But you know, stuff happens, and we'll be back next week.
Definitely. So, now how do you think the truck's going to fare since we'll have pretty much, I think, the exact same conditions next week? How do you think you'll fare next week as well?
I feel like we'll be all right long run, as long as, you know, once the track rubber's up, I feel like I know where to put the truck and what to do to get the 59 machine to the front. You know, had it been an actual race, I think it would have been third or fourth in the stage, so that would have been some good points right there. So, you know, as long as we can get a long run, you know, Monday, you know, I hope we can, knock on wood. I think we'll be all right.
Yeah, definitely. I guess we can hit to the season as a whole. You know, kind of ups and down. Didn't quite make Daytona, but other than that, we've seen a lot of top 10s and near top 10s for you. How's the season playing out so far for you?
Season so far has been pretty good. Like you said, I couldn't get off of work to make it home in time for Daytona, but so far so good. I kind of like where we're sitting, having missed a race, and you know, we'll see. It's, you know, point my way in. My whole plan is point my way into the chase, or whatever, the playoffs now, and you know, once postseason starts is when it's really time to turn the wick up and get after it.
Yeah. Another thing I want to hit on here, a new acquisition for the DLR team, Brady Briggs. There, anything you'd like to add on that?
Yeah, gotta say a big old thanks to Bradley Wilson at WFO for lending out Mr. Brady. We had a pretty good run together last week for the majority of the race at Auto Club, and he was nothing but respectful. And the night before, when they unfortunately hit him with, I believe it was a restart penalty, he just sat there, said okay, took his penalty, and shut up and move forward. And that's all we can ask for out of anybody in the WFO or DLR camp is, you know, extreme respect shown towards each other, and that's all we can really ask for. So he's definitely a great addition to the team.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully we can see some more out of him. Things not really going to plan tonight. Didn't quite make the show, but overall I think he's definitely a promising driver to come forward. Andrew, you have anything you'd like to add?
No, just go ahead and send it next week. You're looking pretty good in that 59. You know, mentioned you got into Spence and John Kennedy, but you know, it's in the past now. It's not even going to matter at this point. So, yeah, hopefully you can go out and send it a couple of times, but in a good way next week.
Yeah, buddy, I'm just gonna send it.
Sounds good. We'll go ahead and get you moved back down, David, and hopefully we're talking to you next week. 10-4. Sounds good. So yeah, I think next up we're just gonna keep going through the field, gonna get some more guys. Brendan, can you bring in Jared with Sean?
What happened there? Oh, he didn't make it up. TeamSpeak glitched out for me. Alrighty, here we go.
Jared with Sean, do you have a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, Jared, we saw kind of a slow start for you in that number 96 tonight. Granted, now it's not really going to matter too much. Going to go basically just have more practice tonight. I see you're still on the track, but how'd it feel?
It's not much speed in it, but as the run goes on, I start to get faster and just have to see how it goes, I guess, next Monday. Yeah, Monday.
Well, sounds good. Do you think you have a shot at possibly getting a win next time we come to Martinsville? Hopefully next Monday. That kind of thing is always subject to change.
I would have to find a little bit more speed in the truck, but probably a top 15 maybe, but we're not quite there for a top 5 yet.
Well, sounds good, man. Anyone that you want to give a shout to or anything like that?
I'd just like to thank Plan B Sales for their support at Diecast Fans and NNTS for the support also. And thank you guys.
Well, sounds good, man. Since you're still on the track, we'll let you go quick. But, yeah, hopefully we're talking to you more next week.
All right, thank you.
That was a quick talk with Jared Rashawn in the number 96. We'll go ahead and bring in a guy who I know has been wanting an interview down there, so we'll get him and his teammate up here in a moment. And then we just have a few more guys, and we'll go ahead and sign off. But first, we're going to go ahead and get Ryan Daniels. Ryan, do you have a copy?
I do have a copy. How's it going, guys?
Well, I knew you were down there waiting for an interview, as you always do. How's it going?
It's going okay. Tonight didn't go as planned, as many have, I assume, attested to at this point. But it was okay. The 71 felt pretty good, and I guess I'm just looking for the rerun of the race. I mean, hope a good run there.
Yeah, we saw you trying to, just make the best of a couple of interesting situations there. We saw you fall to the back a couple of times. I think we even saw you spin out one of the restarts. What's your opinion on what you've been seeing on these restarts?
As far as the restarts, I made a very similar mistake to what I saw a lot of people doing tonight. Unfortunately, it appeared that at some point, up near the front, some guys might have been restarting in third or restarting in second and weren't getting the best restarts. I restarted in third at the back on one of them restarts, and I just got on the gas way too hard. And when I saw the 32 had spun in front of me, I got on the brakes, and I just lost the truck and hit the inside wall, and that kind of messed up our night. But before that, I felt like we were doing pretty good. We did drop to the back after the first caution. I didn't want to be up the front too early. I wanted to get a feel for the truck a little bit more. We felt like we were fast, but just a learning experience. Martinsville is not one of my best tracks, so we'll be looking forward to the rerun of the race. We'll get to retain our starting spot in that one, so hope the 71 will be able to get a good run in there.
10-4. We see a different paint scheme on that number 71 and a new number. Tell us all about that.
Yeah, well, the paint scheme is the Agawam Special. It's a tribute car to the Bob Duffy Special that ran at in Agawam, Massachusetts back in the 1950s with the driver Hully Bunn. It's the winningest driver in the history of the home track in my hometown of Agawam history. So we wanted to throw back to it here tonight here at Martinsville with the Agawam Special, the Have No Fear, the Iceman is Here machine. And it was pretty good. Like I said, I was proud of the qualifying run. I was the way the truck was handling, and the new number and everything. It's just the team was rebranded this week. We decided we were going to change up the number to just something a little bit more interesting, stuff like that. The 52 was bringing us a lot of good luck, but I just felt like with the team rebrand, we wanted to change the number. So throwing back not only to the car that I mentioned, but also throwing back to Dave Marks, proud to run the 71 here. It's going to be a good rest of the season. We're hoping, just for some better luck. It was unfortunate what happened tonight with the race, with all the disconnects and stuff like that. But we'll be looking forward to the rerun of the race next week, and whenever we get to Rockingham, I think we're going to be really, really strong. I'm looking forward to that race in a couple of weeks. So.
Sounds good. Well, I think that'll cover it for you then, the number 71. Hopefully we're talking to you more next week. Something you'll be with us tomorrow night. So best of luck when we go back out there.
Yeah, thank you guys, and I just want to give a quick shout out. I want to thank Young Gun Creations, BA Graphics, PSI TV, you guys for all that you do, all the guys who support the team. I want to thank my family who come out and they watch every week. You know, they know who they are. My mom, my sister, my cousins, all the people who watch and support us, and we're hoping for a little bit of a better run next week. We're just, you know, we'll see what we can get out of it, and hope for the best.
Sounds good. We'll talk to you later, Ryan.
Yeah, have a nice night, guys. Thank you.
You too, man. Again, that was Ryan Daniels in the number 71 now. And next up, we'll go ahead and see if we've got Jackson Allen on hand. Jackson, do you have a copy?
Yeah, 10-4.
Well, Jackson, it's not often we get to talk to you up in the Pit Stop TV booth, but, you know, how did it feel out there until we had our little bit of a break and then, you know, I guess overall going to end up calling the race?
Well, the 4 machine was pretty fast. We qualified, I think it was 3rd there, and fired off pretty good. We had a good run going. I think the 83 ended up with a restart violation, which handed us the lead. But by that point, things had already gone pretty wonky with the connections and all the crazy stuff going on there. So it ended up the race got called. We had a lot of speed, and the good news is we're going to re-rack it and roll it again next Monday, and we get to keep our starting spot. So maybe we'll have some better luck. We got turned around there on the one kind of long run that we did have by the 3. So we'll forgive and forget, and we'll move on. And again, everything starts afresh next Monday.
Well, sounds good, Jackson. You know, what is your kind of expectation with this new team situation over there with Ryan Daniels and some others?
Man, honestly, I was out of the state. I was in Illinois doing some pretty high speed training with my job, and I get a Facebook message asking me if I wanted to change my number, and I'm like, what do you mean? Do I want to change my number? They're like, hey, we're switching up the team stuff, so I'm just along for the ride here. I just want to race. So I was like, all right, whatever you guys are doing, just let me know. Let me know if I need to change anything or anything like that. And they said, just keep doing what you're doing. So
10-4 sounds good. Before we let you go, is there anyone that you want to shout out?
Oh, we always got to give a big shout out to the sponsors, the Hub Sim Racing giveaways over on Facebook. Go check them out. DirtOnDirt.com for sticking with us here, and Big Apple Buddy. If you live outside of the country and you happen to be watching this, check out Big Apple Buddy. May help yourself get your hands on some good tech. And big shout out to my beautiful girlfriend who puts up with me down here racing at 11 o'clock Eastern time. So thank you guys for putting these on, and you've stuck it out here even though the race got canceled probably going on 30 minutes ago. And you guys are still here plugging away. So good job with everything that you guys do. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week, and we'll roll this thing again.
Sounds good, man. You have a good rest of your night, and we'll see you back here next week.
Thanks, sir.
Again, that was Jackson Allen. Next up, we'll go ahead and bring in Kelsey Rogers, driver of the 61 now. Kelsey, do you have a copy?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, Kelsey, it's good to have you up here. We didn't really get to talk to you really at all up until now. So, you know, how's it been feeling on that 61 week in, week out?
You know, it's been good. It's been a learning experience. Everything, the races are a bit longer than what I'm used to, and coming to the last stage being shorter than all the other ones, it definitely makes it a sprint to the finish and brings the intensity up. So still getting used to that, but it's been a good experience.
Sounds good, man. I mean, it was fun watching you up there in the 61. Actually, you did a pretty darn good job for being a rookie and being pretty new to iRacing itself, not just the league. You know, how's it been going toe-to-toe with these guys and, you know, still making the transition from console?
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, you got to take your lumps, as in any rookie has to do in any series. But you know, just trying to stay out of the way. I'm not racing for points or anything. Just trying to keep my nose clean and learn from some guys in here. Can't really say a whole lot more than that about the racing. It's been interesting for sure. Tonight, how about tonight? That's a first. I've never quite seen anything like that.
Yeah, tell us about the whole transition into not really a new number, not really even a new seat, but you have a new teammate out there, Cody Spiker, and you know, everything else going on. Getting into the show tonight. Weren't really even sure if you'd be running this morning. Tell us all about that, and then the decision to call the race.
Yeah, I woke up, had no idea that I was running today. Really, kind of put iRacing away after Martinsville last night in the super late model, and figured I'd get another chance maybe sometime later in the season, and then got the call up probably about 3 o'clock today, and here I am. You know, iRacing, I've been running it a lot this week at Martinsville in the truck, so that's good experience too. Obviously, it's a little bit looser of a track when you're running in just the regular lobbies, but that gave me a lot of experience to run well tonight. Going fast, man. You know, a qualifying lap is so different than a normal lap that you'll run during a race here. So you really got to practice two different things, not being guaranteed a spot in the show. So that was the first thing. Cody's pretty cool. Got to meet him today for the first time, talk to him. I think we're going to work well together going forward. Looking forward to that. I think we helped each other there in qualifying a little bit. So looking forward to see what that turns out to be. And yeah, I think we come back and do it again next week. I'm not sure what day.
Well, sounds good, man. Hopefully we're talking to you more later on next week, actually, Easter weekend. Hopefully we're not racing Sunday night. We'll see exactly what's going on there. But, yeah, hopefully we're talking to you more next weekend. Hopefully this gets run next Monday night, and it's real easy as far as amending the schedule. But we'll see what goes on. Is there anyone that you want to give a shout-out to before we let you go?
Yeah, Loyalty Racing. That's the new team that I'm racing for. You know, just Cody, he helped me out a little bit tonight, helped me get that qualifying lap down. We ran the exact same time in qualifying, down to the thousandth of a second, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, other than that, we'll move on to next week and come back and do it again.
Sounds good, man. We'll go ahead and let you go. Thanks for your time.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
And again, that was Kelsey Rogers from the number 61. Now we're going to go ahead and actually I see Gordon Larson and Popham still on the track. So we'll go ahead and talk to Trevor Harmon first. And yeah, then we should be good to go for the night. Trevor, do you have a copy?
10-4, sir. I got you.
Well, Trevor, good to have you up here. Don't normally get to talk to you on Monday night, so you've been kind of just, you know, creeping outside the top 10. Haven't really gotten your big break, but when do you think it's coming?
I'm hoping soon. I know here in Martinsville we're not the best. Just trying to stay out of trouble as much as we can, but we've had a streak of bad luck here lately.
Yeah, we saw, you know, some improvement a couple of weeks ago. Just, you know, you have your surges, and you're on the verge of something really big. Do you think when we rerun this race next week here at Martinsville that you have that opportunity for a breakthrough race?
I really wish I could, but this is not one of my strongest suit of tracks. I'm definitely trying to get all the practice in that I can, but hopefully one of the bigger tracks is when we're going to make our name known.
Well, sounds good, man. I see you're still running some laps in that 27, getting some more practice. Good on you and everyone else out there doing it. Hopefully we see that kind of take effect and you run pretty well next week at Martinsville. We'll see exactly how it goes. Best of luck to you. Is there anyone that you want to shout out, though?
I just got to thank my team, Riot Motorsports, the WFO guys, for helping me out as much as they do. Flip Switch Gaming, Emergency NYC, thanks to those guys for sponsoring me. And most of all, my other sponsor, you guys up in the booth, Pit Stop TV.
Well, sounds good, man. I like the enthusiasm. We'll talk to you more later, hopefully.
All right, but thank you guys.
Thank you. And that was Trevor Harmon in the number 27, Flip Switch Gaming Chevrolet. Always good to talk to him. And next up, I think we're just going to go ahead and grab these guys. We'll get Gordon first. Seems like PJ's still leading this thing, so we'll go ahead and get Gordon first. Gordon Larson, do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, I know y'all are still running some practice laps, but before we conclude the show tonight, wanted to get to talk to you and your teammate PJ. First, we're going to grab you, though. So, Gordon, how's the truck feeling right now, and how do you think it's going to feel later on when we come back here next week?
I think it'll be good next week. We ended up that last restart where we got a good bit of front end damage, but otherwise it felt pretty good. We were staying real close to the top 10 until everything happened. But motor's pretty tough. We've been oil's been red barring since lap 71 to go, and it still ain't blowed up. So somebody's doing something right.
Well, sounds good. What are your expectations when we come back here? Presumably in a week now. You started 18th. You'll be starting 18th next week, or whenever we do rerun it. What are your expectations there for the double O car?
Oh, we're gonna get up there and try to compete to get them stage points. It showed we were able to get up there. Got into the 10th spot on the first stage, and everything was going real good. Everything felt real good. Got a real good feel to the track now. So I think we got pretty good expectations next week.
Well, sounds good. It sounds like there's an update from Race Control, so we're going to get them up in here real quick. But it was good talking with you, Gordon. Is there anyone that you want to shout out real quick?
Just everybody. You up there in the booth. Y'all doing a good job up there. But there really ain't nobody left to thank, Andrew.
All right. Well, sounds good. We'll move it back down there with your teammate for a minute, and we'll talk to Race Control.
Appreciate it.
So it sounds like the plan for next week has now been changed. We'll go ahead and bring. Let's see. We don't have Robbie still in TeamSpeak. We'll see if Bradley is still live or if we can bring him in now, because he was doing a live video on the page, and being that I'm still calling some action here, I don't want to go over there considering I can't really watch it. Give me just a moment here. I'll see what I can do.
He's still alive.
All right, then we'll go ahead and talk with PJ first, then I guess. Brennan, if you can, go ahead and listen and see what they're saying, and we'll rely on you for that update in a moment. PJ Popham, do you have a copy?
10-4.
Well, PJ, we just saw you run a lot of practice laps after the race was called to be rerun at another time. Sounds like it won't be next week now. First off, what's your opinion on that call as a driver?
It is what it is. You can't change it, so you just go with it. Whether it's for the better or worse, we'll start again next week and hopefully bring it home on the point.
Well, sounds good there, man. That number one was looking pretty good, but you were looking to be a little bit loose on those restarts coming out of turn 4. What was going on there for the number one truck?
I missed a shift. I instead of getting to third, I hit first, and that doesn't work very well. So, mistake on my part, but we'll get that fixed for next week. And truck seems to be a good top 5 truck. If we can just stay out of trouble here, we should have a good shot at it next week.
Sounds good. Just out of curiosity, what shifter do you have?
The Fanatec, whatever their new one is.
Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering. I have a Logitech G920 shifter, G29 shifter, same thing really, and I have that issue all the time.
Yep, I got rid of. I had the G920 shifter because it did that all the time, and it seemed like third always went to first, even if I got into third. So.
Yep, that happens. And then there's times when I'm trying to get into second, to roll off the grid for a race, and it goes into fourth. But anyways, well, that's for another time. Thanks for your time, though, PJ. Is there anyone that you want to shout out?
HRL, Coke, School Motorsports, Pit Stop TV for putting this on, Bradley at NMNTS, John and Ken, and everybody involved. It's a lot of fun, man.
All right, sounds good. Again, thank you for your time. Hopefully we're talking to you more whenever we rerun this race.
Yeah, sounds good, Andrew.
And again, that was PJ Popham in the number one truck. We're going to go ahead. Going to hit a commercial break. Don't really know what's going on, so we're going to actually was planning to sign off in about 3 minutes time, but we'll go ahead and stay live with you guys. Yeah, stay right here for official call on what's going on with the rerun of this race. Hopefully, we have the answer here soon. Just stay with us. Hopefully, you've been enjoying our coverage. Actually, Brennan, do you have an update for us?
Yeah, I'll let when someone has some time available to come down and explain it some more. But basically, what Bradley's updating the page with right now is that to make it fair to everyone, kind of since they decided to end the race there, that some people were in the lead and others had taken some damage, so it wouldn't be fair to everybody to get another shot at it for the guys who were leading the race and doing really well, that they may come back next week and get wrecked. So the call's been moved to waive the Martinsville race off, and we'll just move forward from there, is what I've heard.
All right, so you heard it there. We will still take that commercial break and try and get in contact with Bradley. So just again, sit tight, stay here at Pit Stop TV. We'll have an official call for you very, very shortly. Alrighty, welcome back, race fans, to the Martinsville Speedway. We have an official press call here from Bradley Wilson. So, Bradley, I'll just turn the mic over to you.
Thanks, Andrew. You can see this video, or you can see the video posted in live in its entirety to the Facebook page. We have decided, as the governing body of the NMNTS, that due to the circumstances that were beyond our control with the server and things like that, you'll have these things when you're depending on internet connections and connections to the server over electronics to ride these races. Sometimes you run into these decisions, and the decision has been made to instead of taking up the Martinsville race next Monday as was originally planned, we have decided to move on from Martinsville in the entirety. Next Monday night, we will be live once again at Rockingham. But as for this Monday night race at Martinsville, we're just going to consider it a wash. No points granted. That was in the best interest of, let's say, somebody who may have been front all night or may have been leading at the time of the call of the race. You know, if that was the best interest of everybody, we felt, in the overall, because I took and put myself in the position of somebody who might have been leading this race, who might have been up front and not affected by some of the lag. And I saw, you know, under caution, I saw a car fall out of the sky. Every car around you is clear, but one falling out of the sky. You know, there's some severe issues going on there. But like I said, in the best interest of the guys who may have been up front or not affected by it, or, you know, whatnot, we thought that if we re-ran this race next Monday night, for those guys, you know, if somebody who might have been damaged or wrecked out early, if one of those guys would have came back and won or whatever, then, you know, it's not really fair to the guy who had led the laps and was running up front at the time, but also at the same time to the guys that may have been affected when we lost admin. We lost both of our admins in that race due to the issues. We felt as if for those guys who may have been affected by that, it would also be in the best interest to not have this mark on the season for them. So, like I said, in the best interest of everybody at heart, we have decided to go ahead and just move on from Martinsville. Next Monday, we'll run as scheduled at Rockingham. There is a Martinsville race that is scheduled in the Hunt as always. So, that's the first race of round 2 of the Hunt. So it will run as your Martinsville race this year, but tonight's race ultimately will just be, like I said, moved on from.
All right, sounds good, Bradley. I do have one question. Are we racing Sunday night?
Yes. Let's see. 1 second, I can pull that schedule up and actually look for you right here. I believe. Let's see, hold on. Yes, we will be at Rockingham Sunday night, 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. It will run as scheduled with the trucks following that night at Rockingham. And then that race is also 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. And then I believe the Cup cars are off next week. So the Cup cars will be off next week. You will have 2 nights of racing next week as scheduled at Rockingham, with the Super Series leading it off Sunday night.
All right, sounds good. We'll go ahead and call it there, though, for the night. Thank you, Bradley, for that insight. We'll move back down and go ahead and shut her down.
All right, like I said, once again, we do apologize to fans, drivers, everybody. In the 3-year entirety of this league, we have not been put in the spot that we were in tonight with the overall decisions that we felt had to be made. But once again, you know, all those decisions like this may not be popular, or, you know, everybody may not agree with these decisions. These were the decisions that were decided upon and what we felt was at the best interest of the league as a whole. So I want to, like I said, once again, apologize to everybody. I hope you have a good rest of your night, and we've already began, and we will continue to work to get this issue corrected.
Sounds good. We'll go ahead and move back down then. Thank you for that.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
So that's the official call. We'll be back tomorrow night, though, with Cup Series action from the Martinsville Speedway. 250 laps worth of action there. Brendan, what are your thoughts on what just transpired tonight?
Well, I think just something coming to a T kind of for everybody. We've kind of been having similar issues, and unfortunately, it hit a lot of people pretty hard tonight. Our racing as I mentioned, did get updated today, so looks like they may have some more stuff next year. Looks like things didn't quite get completely sorted out.
Yeah, it seems they still have some work to do, and you know, don't want to badmouth iRacing in any way, but they certainly have been known to have issues in the past. So, you know, and it always takes a little while to do these things. And you know, there's the joke of #soon going around that always does with iRacing, but hopefully they can get on this relatively quickly. Apparently, it was some known bug that they just couldn't address before the patches went out a couple of weeks ago to start off the 2018 Season 2 of iRacing, but we'll see exactly what goes on. Yeah, it's hard for us to really call that, but not even results to go through tonight, so we'll just go ahead and sign off here. Brennan, thank you for being alongside of me tonight, as always, and hopefully things go a lot better tomorrow night.